Regular viewers of the Yasha Koshak Songs channel have probably already wondered where I am and what I'm doing. I'm working at a new place on a new site, which doesn't really look like my project, not the house for $1,000. I agree, it looks unusual. No, I didn't take on a new project. I didn't become a migrant worker. I just decided to help a friend. Ultra-cheap construction methods are becoming more popular, and this introduces a new innovative method. The year before last, my friend Konstantin set out to build the walls of a structure using a very high-tech method. Not expecting that the warm, cheap, and fairly strong walls of the first floor would come so easily, Konstantin wasn't prepared for the next steps, because even ultra-cheap construction requires some accumulated resources. And so, after catching his breath, having acquired some tools and enough materials to finish the project, he continued the ultra-cheap. Judging by the amount of Penaplex he had stocked up, and that's the main material. My friend set out to build something grand and multi-story, but let's take it step by step. Hello everyone, friends. To visit Konstantin, I traveled over 300 versts one way on our Belarusian roads. In Globruisk, they built a new bridge over the Berezina, dismantled the old one, and are building another one in its place. How beautiful is this? In May, we have rapeseed blooming, an excellent green manure, raw material for healthy rapeseed oil, and even a base for biodiesel. Konstantin, what is your construction technology called? Look.
My unconventional construction technology. By the way, it has already become traditional, because in the year I didn't build anything, many people repeated it despite my advice not to. And they succeeded. I'm not sure what to call it. Currently, it's just corset technology. But if you think about it, how do we even call construction using extruded polystyrene foam? But right now, there's a corset here. Some people think it's a frame. It is
A board, I see.
Amateurs call it a frame, but it's actually a corset. So what's the difference? A frame has load-bearing capacity. Everything else is attached to it later. But here, the main load-bearing capacity is provided by extruded polystyrene foam with mesh and glue. And later, there will be a thick layer of concrete plaster between these boards. Well, thick for plaster, but thin for panels. In general, there is a technology where if the thickness of the concrete plaster is 5 centimeters according to state standards and it's combined with reinforcing mesh, you can build up to 9 stories. That's how it is. It's specified in the GOSTs and SNPs. You can check.
Plaster thickness on EPPS, yes.
Yes, even on foam plastic.
Up to 9 floors.
Yes, yes. Thanks to the fact that I started a Telegram channel called Batya na Uzadbu. There's a chat where you can ask a lot of questions, and knowledgeable people there already answer them. Not even me. I answer everything, but some people there are smarter than I am. Either the floors are small, or...
The people must be undesirable for eviction.
That people...
Undesirable.
There at...
We have a house,
Built to code with 9 floors. The less desirable someone is, the higher their assigned floor.
A voice coming from above expressed some doubts about high-rise construction, as told by Konstantin's method. These are shots of the installation of the so-called reinforcing corset. Thanks to this design, there are no thermal bridges, which are typical for all frame houses, because the integrity of the very warm walls made of foam board, reinforced with fiberglass mesh and adhesive, is not compromised. Subtitles.
Here's the second board. From the inside, by the way, the outer one is fastened with a self-tapping screw and the screws are broken off, so that's how it holds. Well, if we're decorating already, I said it should at least serve some kind of function. All of this is holding it, but what type?
Function?
Function, well, really some kind of wind function. I think it's a small wind function because, well, it should bend along the plane, but at least something will hold it in place. Currently, during second floor construction. Second floor construction is underway. And also, when this plastering is done, it will be even more reliable. Well, it just takes time. It takes about 30 days for the concrete to set and harden properly. And then, well, in general, I decided to shorten the time this way. That is, by using
A corset, you
speed up.
all time.
Yeah, I'm constantly speeding up time, reducing the cost. So you already need less plaster for this. This board is grade 3 or 4, which I bought at the lowest price available at the forestry. Well, ready-made, not custom ordered, so it turned out to be quite cheap. And my goal isn't to do everything strictly by some technology that people have come up with. My goal is simply to build as cheaply and economically as possible. And at the same time, the house should be warm. This thickness of extruded polystyrene is quite enough to keep it warm. According to the standards, even roof insulation uses extruded polystyrene from 120 to 150 millimeters. It doesn't depend on the region. So, well, it's not foam plastic that gets blown through or anything like that. In Europe, they insulate houses with 20 centimeters of foam plastic, even in Poland. Because they value warmth, it's expensive for them, it's cheaper for them to insulate everything. No one there thinks that it's a house that doesn't breathe. Well, yes, it will be without gaps, without drafts, a normal house you can live in. And with a ventilation system, we'll also have a ventilation system here. Even if we just install a regular wood stove, there's a chimney, and that's already ventilation. So it's already an exhaust system, but it's located at the bottom, so the air exchange is much cleaner than if you don't have this stove. That's already a plus, and you'll need to add an air supply. In short, all of this can be solved. I think breathing will be just fine, especially when you're in the village. Most of the time, you're not breathing inside the house, you're mostly outside. And when you're inside, you try not to breathe as much.
It's clear my friend is a real joker.
What we gain from the Corset technology are these angles. They really provide some rigidity. Although, if you pay attention, they almost lead to nowhere. In extruded polystyrene, and at the top, they almost touch.
Mauerlat.
That is, in some places they don't even touch. We attached it with foam and self-tapping screws, which I later broke. So they're bent, but they break off like this. And I think there will be fewer cold bridges because of this.
We'll plug them with something. I haven't visited Konstantin in a while. So my friend quickly decided to fill me in about his new buildings, which are about 90% made of Penoplex. So using the methods we like...
This is a closet shed made of extruded polystyrene foam, 30 millimeters thick. People often ask about the thickness. There it was. 100 millimeters here, it's 30. You can see the remnants here. I haven't fixed this shelf yet. I was testing it. You can watch the shelf test on the Bettina Usaba channel. How many kilograms did it hold? I tested it with different mixtures. Or did it not hold up? Well, it held a lot. More than I expected. I want to say it's made entirely of extruded polystyrene. Construction is underway. Of the fifth floor. And well, after that, I don't know how anyone could have any doubts. And the shelf too, it's without plaster, just like here. Here, where the boards are drawn, it's almost 20 millimeters. Well, something like that, yeah, about 15-20. Here the concrete is thrown on, and over there it's just, well, like that, only with mesh. Here it's even without mesh. Well, I just needed to spread the glue here. This was closer to winter, so the doors weren't finished and remained that way. Well, I hope I'll finish it this year. I hope to finish everything I started this year, and to start even more. The more you start, the more often you'll finish. I'm on the second floor and you're on the third.
So what?
So does that mean there will be a third floor here?
Wow, it's like footage from a drone, but they were recently banned here in Belarus. Actually, this is the view from the roof under construction, and not even from its highest point. Konstantin is making a detailed video on building the second floor, which will be or has been released on the Bettina channel. The estate, same place, third floor.
There, yes, and this is...
Second. So make sure to subscribe, and then you'll definitely stay updated. The Holy of Holies. A new workshop made of foam board. The secret printer.
Yes, this is the printer.
Yeah.
We mostly do minting here.
You mint coins, right. For the new construction push, as we can see, my friend has stocked up on building materials thoroughly. Konstantin Liko combines working with modern battery-powered tools and working with old-fashioned non-battery tools. So this beam, as I understand it, is nailed to the pipe. Yes. Now our task is to reinforce this and add supports.
Yes.
Now, at least the corners are already reinforced. Yes, this corner and that corner. Yes, now you just have to do that one over there.
We reinforced that one too.
Alright, yes, well, you'll put in a couple more braces, and I think...
Oh, I've already marked it right here. Well, to make it symmetrical. Somewhere here I marked it, and here's the pencil, right at the centers. Well, now we'll be at ease.
So the second floor won't collapse? No.
Now,
All that's left.
is to worry only about the third one.
Let's keep it brief. How did you build this house?
Once on Yasha Pesny Koshyaka's channel, I heard and saw how he made a toilet. I made myself a toilet using the same technology, the wall, and you actually, kept persuading me for a long time to make a door. I remember how it started. That's when I knew the technology worked. So what's the point? Extruded polystyrene foam. I just put one on top of another with foam, with adhesive foam. I glued it all together and applied it, then used insulation adhesive and embedded the mesh into it. Well, that's all for now. And actually, there will be plastering later on to make it thicker, more reliable, and more attractive.
Listen, tell me, do you think the strength of these reinforced layers isn't enough? Why do you need plaster?
This isn't the proper technique yet. The work is only half finished. For some reason, people don't watch my videos until the end and think that's it, but that's far from everything. I've said in almost every video that you still need to apply plaster. It's just that everyone thinks of plaster as something weak, but I mean concrete plaster. That is, when the layer is thick and the mix is a bit different with more cement in it. And it should be reinforced somehow with mesh, either metal or metal. That way it will be more reliable.
So what's the point of the first layer, this reinforcing one?
Man, well, when I was building, there was a strong wind. I started to put it up. Look, it hasn't even stuck yet. And it starts to sway them back and forth, shake them. And when you reinforce it, well, it's just more reliable. I made two 60-centimeter layers totaling 1.2 meters in height. I put on a meter of mesh and it's already more reliable. Well, that's how it gradually grew and grew. And while there's already some reliability, you can already feel it.
Is it enough for you or not?
No, how is it enough? Everywhere I go, whether it's a door, the bathroom, our dog's booth, which is actually a closet, or the shed, everywhere, even the partition in the house, I apply it everywhere. And you can literally see the reliability increase right before your eyes. With 100 on thin material, it's not obvious right away. On a 30, it wobbles like this, but with the mesh on, it wobbles less. And when you add plaster or some kind of decorative finish, it gets even better, meaning it becomes even more reliable. Well, I think it's necessary. I don't know. If someone thinks that's all there is to it, that's a big mistake.
And what is that anyway? An extension, a house.
For me, it's an extension. If I were to build a structure now, taking into account not only my own experience, but also the experience of those who for some reason decided to repeat it and did so. From a 50, everything is intact and functioning. Now I would make it as a separate structure, a little differently, but here I'm attached to the main house. After all, this is an addition, and that's why I have to refine some of the techniques as I go to tie them in with the main house. As the experiment with the beam showed, I filmed it on purpose and did it on purpose so that people wouldn't repeat it. If it broke, then why bother fixing it if there are easier options? When this extension was built, wood was more expensive, twice as much for us, if anyone remembers. In my opinion, then now, yes.
And when was that?
The year 22?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, timber wasn't cheap back then, and it only started to gradually get cheaper later on. Now the price is fairly reasonable, even cheap in some places. And this was done, damn, with boards costing 46 rubles per cubic meter. Belarusian ones bought, they're practically free.
And how much is that in Russian dollars? In
Russian dollars, that's less than $15 per cubic meter.
And in rubles?
In Russian ones, are you kidding? Probably. How would I know? 46 times by how much or something? We glued everything together, said the foam would hold it, but there isn't a single nail here.
Everything's held together with foam.
Well, we cut off this piece. All right.
Beat it.
I'd rather break through a wall than push against it.
I see there are now partitions inside. It used to be one open space, but now it's divided, making the structure stronger.
It makes it stronger, but it also adds living space. I mean little nooks where you can sleep, sleeping areas. It's important to me that as many people as possible can be accommodated here. But I don't consider myself a specialist, and I always tell everyone that if you repeat something, you do it at your own risk.
Who has already regretted it?
Me or what I did, Toe?
What I did, and you too.
Me, probably, yes. But as for those who did something, I haven't heard that. On the contrary, they brag about it. By the way, in the Telegram channel, Batina Usadba, there are jobs posted. People share things in the chat, and there are some interesting photos, actual work, like people doing things, building. And also in Chelyabinsk, someone sent me a photo on VK. A 2-story house without any frame at all, and I think the mesh isn't even applied on all sides. Maybe only on the inside or outside. He made it in time, and everything is still standing. It survived the winter in Chelyabinsk, where I hear they get more snow than us.
So it survived the winter.
Yes. A standalone building.
Remind me of the overall structure dimensions.
About 8 by 5 meters. The house. And the house, well, it's an ordinary log cabin. It's kind of 6 by 6, but it's not really 6 by 6 because in the end it's a bit smaller than 6 by 6. It's measured by the logs, but it's a bit less. Well, I consider it as 6 by 6, and that's it.
So this house will have a log extension attached to it, sort of. The extension is actually larger than the house. Yeah, that's right. It's a little bigger, just by a bit. To help build the frame, which Konstantin plans to reinforce later with extruded polystyrene foam, his friend Victor, an expert in frame house construction, offered his assistance. Behind you is the roof of the old house. What will happen to it next?
Like everything on this planet, it's temporary, so we'll be demolishing the roof soon as well. We don't know when. Wow, I'm seeing some acrobatic feats over there.
Are you going to build, or rather, are you already building the second floor? Will there be
a frame technology using extruded polystyrene foam? Well, how else can you attach it here to the log house? Well, I just can't imagine it any other way. And the second floor, it's kind of an attic. Not exactly, but it will look like a full-fledged floor. Or how do I explain it? I don't even know. But it'll be slightly larger than the third. The biggest house in the village, in the end.
That is, in terms of area.
In terms of height, at least, that's for sure. In terms of area, I don't know. Maybe. I'll have to calculate the total area later. It's hard to figure that out right now.
Construction is moving so quickly, I understand you don't have time to track the square meters you've gotten.
Yeah. No, well, I like what we're getting. I like how it's turning out. The frame will be rigid, but we'll make it even more rigid with extruded Genopolis styrene because it's a bit stronger than the other material. Well, do you think it's reliable enough for this kind of flooring? It doesn't wobble, you walk on it yourself. The plywood is secured with 3 or 4 screws to keep it from shifting, collapsing, or being blown away by the wind. So there will also be some kind of soundproofing. I haven't decided what to make it from yet. Sawdust isn't the best soundproofing, but I might use it. If you haven't decided, put it on top or inside and fill it. You'll have to reopen everything anyway. We need to cover it so we can walk on it for now. And why aren't there any beams here? There shouldn't be any here. Why? Because here it's a double height space, and the stairs will go down like this, a bit, like this, like this, like this, in an L shape, along the edge of the stairs, right? Yes, yes. By the way, it also adds rigidity to the walls, which was planned from the beginning, because it was, well, originally there was supposed to be a staircase here. Here's the window, and from it, I think it's about half a meter or a meter, and then the staircase starts and goes up here to the second floor. Well, that's how I planned it. From the very beginning, the staircase was supposed to be right here, and nothing has changed since then. That's it. The only thing that might change is the technology used to make it. That's it. I haven't decided what it'll be made of yet. Well, usually I want it to be comfortable, so I make the steps 15 by 30 centimeters. To make it comfortable, make the step 15 centimeters high and 30 centimeters wide so it's easy to walk on. During second floor framing, moisture-resistant plywood flooring was removed along the edges. We trim it and put it back in its original place. It's much cooler here than upstairs. Why? Because we're downstairs, not because, well, there's insulation here, everything is warm. So in winter, it'll be warmer here. Oh, by the way, when it was cool, like now, if you come in here in the evening, it's warmer here than outside. Even though the windows are drafty, I'm just shocked. Millimeters of extruded polystyrene foam, 100 millimeters, that's the insulation capacity. You'd estimate it like wood, but I'm not sure about wood. With bricks, it's like 2.5 meters of brick, but this is more reliable than brick. Look at what traditions lead to. Brick. What is this? What is it? This is the traditional clay that I was advised to use to build my house. And do you see what happens? I don't recommend it. I remember how you used to brag about this door made of extruded polystyrene foam. So what's behind it now? I wasn't bragging, just sharing my experience. Show us. Behind it is a bathhouse. Oh, a bathhouse. Well, for now, this little bench has been temporarily moved here. That's right, yes. This is the cave style. Yeah. That was the intention, to be like a cave. I haven't installed the lighting yet. It's still being connected and in progress. And what else should I tell you? There's hot water, cold water. The shower is great. We got a boiler now. There's a stretch ceiling made from old sheets. I mean, well, these are sheets. What kind of sheet? An old one. Yeah, that's cool. How did you do that? Batya na Usadbu has a video on everything. How did I do it? The technique isn't actually complicated, it's just a bit messy. You can get pretty dirty doing it. And this blanket, no, that's extruded polystyrene foam. It's fine, I was planning to do something else, something a bit different. Well, the idea was similar, but it turned out the way it did, and I like it. People are asking, like, how do you wash it? How do you wash it with a pressure washer? I got some help too. Well, if you really want or need to, use a high pressure washer. The floor is made of broken tiles. That's something I wouldn't recommend to anyone. Well, not in the sense that there are some kind of drawbacks. No, the only downside is that it's long and painful because you have to pick and arrange everything. Damn, it took a lot of time. I mean, I wouldn't do something like that a second time.
You're pointing at the logo with your foot.
Your channel's logo? Yes.
The only person who let him stay at the villa was Tyson. You know, the boxer, maybe you remember. And the second person is Konstantin from the Basin Garden channel, yes.
But here, you still need to wash everything. Right now, since there's construction going on, everything here is being used a bit differently than it should be. I sleep here. Here.
But I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, and who slept here today? I wonder, what is this? This is a banya resting room after all. Well, it's convenient. While the house is still being built, you can live here. If it's a banya and you're not steaming, you can sleep here too.
Little stove. New, yes.
It's convenient here. There's also a bidet shower. I wanted to run away, but there's nowhere to run. Well, I can run over there, okay?
Do you like hygiene?
I like the bidet shower.
Reminder, my friend is the father of the sons.
And they say I don't feed my kids. Overfed. I remembered a joke about a Komsomol member in Agazia.
To achieve my dream, which is to build comfortable village housing for the whole family. My friend leads an almost hermit-like lifestyle while his wife and sons live in the hero city of Minsk. Art, or rather construction, requires sacrifice. Konstantin's original plans were to create an agro-eco-gastro estate in this place. The entire infrastructure for this is almost completely ready. Life makes its own adjustments. And in my friend's immediate plans is to finish building and move his family here from the polluted, noisy and dusty metropolis.
This is my famous morning round.
Construction has finally picked up speed, which makes Konstantin very happy. Konstantin is an experienced builder, skilled in traditional methods. He knows how and where to save a lot of money. For example, a short decking board is significantly cheaper than a long one, and when properly installed, it can even look better. I can't stay on the sidelines either. I join in the pleasant work outdoors to help bring my friend's dream closer, faster. And a small part of it comes true very quickly. A blue terrace with a magnificent covering.
And here it is, just like that.
Grandchildren.
Children and you, well, already so frail.
And here, perhaps, is the first exhibit of a future private village gallery.